The email arrived at 8:42 in the morning. It says, "Thank you for your application. Unfortunately, you have not been selected." He stared at the screen, read it again, closed the laptop, and whispered to himself, "I knew I was not good enough." The rejection lasted less than 30 seconds, but the story he told himself lasted for years. Maybe you have never received that email, but perhaps you have experienced something similar: a business that did not work, a promotion that never came, a client who said no, a relationship that ended. One result quietly convinced you to stop trying, but what if the result was never meant to decide your future? What if it was only meant to shape your character? Today, let's discover why a Karyan never allows one outcome to become the final chapter of their story. Namaste Karyans, I'm Vanita Ganesh Murthy, the founder of Karya Productivity Hub, and you're listening to Vedic Productivity Talks, and I am your Vedic Karyan coach. This is episode 325, day 7 of the Race of the Karyan. We are talking about the mindset of Karyan. Every day, we explore one timeless Vedic principle, not to collect information but to build a mindset that helps us think differently, work differently, and live differently. Because becoming productive starts with becoming a different person. One who thinks like a Karyan. We grow one perfect day every time and 1% every day. And just take one baby step at a time. A few months ago, one of my coaching participants shared something that stayed with me. She said, "Vanita, I have stopped applying for leadership roles." I asked why. She replied, "I applied twice, both times I was rejected. I don't think I am the leadership material." I looked at her and smiled. Then I asked, "How many times did you learn to walk before you stopped falling?" She laughed. "I don't remember exactly. As children, we never measured our future by one fall. So why do we do that as adults? Why does one rejection become proof that we are not capable? Sometimes the biggest thing holding us back is not failure, it's the meaning we attach to it. Thousands of years ago, the sages understood the struggle. The Isha Upanishads offer a simple yet profound reminder: continue performing your actions, continue serving, continue contributing, not only when life rewards you, not only when people appreciate you, but throughout your life. This teaching later blossoms into what we know as Nishkama Karma, that is, action without attachment to the outcomes. Notice it does not say don't care, it says don't become a prisoner to the result. A Karyan gives 100% effort but never hands over peace of mind to something outside their control. Imagine planting a mango tree. Would you dig up the seed every morning just to check if it's growing? Of course not. You water it, protect it, trust the process. Life works the same way. Your effort is the seed, your discipline is the water, your patience is the sunlight. Results arrive in their own season. The problem today is most people stop watering the tree because they don't see fruit after a week. A Karyan does not a Karyan understands the process deserves commitment even before the reward appears. One of my clients worked in sales. Every month, her confidence rose and fell with one number: sales. A good month, she believed in herself. A difficult month, she questioned everything. Instead of working on sales techniques, she changed one question. At the end of every day, she stopped asking, "Did I hit my target?" Instead, she asked, "Did I give my best to every conversation today?" 3 months later, her numbers improved. But something even more important changed. She stopped measuring her worth by circumstances, she started measuring it by commitment. That is the beginning of Nishkama Karma. Today's practice is beautifully simple. Before you sleep tonight, write one sentence, not "What did I achieve today?" Instead, write Today I gave my best by just one sentence. Train your mind to celebrate effort, not only outcomes. Before we went, sit quietly for a moment. Think about one dream you have quietly given up. Now ask yourself, did I stop because it was impossible or because one result discouraged me? Sometimes the answer to that question changes everything. Karyans, today's episode introduces you to one of the most life-charging life Vedic principle, Nishkama Karma. Understanding it takes 20 minutes. Leaving it can take a lifetime. That's why I created a Vedic Karyan Launchpad not as another course, but as a place where timeless Vedic wisdom becomes daily practice. Where every morning you don't simply listen to it, you reflect, you implement, you grow, and we grow together. Because here is what I have learned after coaching hundreds of professionals: knowledge can inspire you for a day, community keeps you growing for years. If today's episode made you realize you've been carrying the weight of every result, imagine what could happen if, for the next 48 days, you practice Niskama Karma alongside people walking the same journey. That's what the Vedic Karyan Launchpad is. Not information, it's all about transformation. If you're ready, we'll be waiting for you. If today's conversation stayed with you, share it with someone who needs the courage to begin again. Subscribe to Vedic Productivity Talks and in the comments, complete this sentence. Tomorrow I will show up again for what? Yes, tomorrow we will discover other timeless Vedic principle that shapes the Karyan mindset. Until then, think like a Karyan, live like a Karyan, raise like a Karyan, 1% every day, one baby step at a time. Until then, I wish you to be very productive and have a great day. Bye, Jai Hind.